What is going on, guys? This video is going to be the part 1 version of the 3-4 even B-gap scheme, and pretty much 3-4 even is taken over as my primary passing down defense. This defense is phenomenal against shotgun. It is good but not great against single back because you don't get B-gap pressure, you get outside. But the thing that makes it so dominant is the ability to lurk on any player on the field. You could also mix up who's blitzing and who's not blitzing to get the same pressure. And that is key. So your opponent has to respect this pressure regardless of what we do. Now, you can use any play in the entire formation. The main ones I use are going to be cover 2 man, cover 4, cover 6, and cover 2. So you can see that you get a wide variety of different coverages that you can adjust out of. So I'm going to come out in cover 4 initially. We will come out in just a random play on offense. So basically, we're going to set up the initial way to do it here. Is you're going to baseline press, and you don't have to press. I always press just to give me the same look so my opponent doesn't know what I'm actually in. You're then going to want to shift the D-line to the left, crash them down, and then this is where the different variations come in. You're going to do this initial look out of everything. The initial setup, though, is you're going to blitz the outside guy on the right, move him out until his angle changes, spy the defensive end on the left, and then zone out the defense or the outside linebacker on the left of screen. Now, when you do this, you can mix up the coverages, and you can play on whoever you want. Now, if you play on either of the linebackers, you do have to hold left trigger. One thing that I do, regardless of who I play on, is I will hit left trigger and then I will pass commit. What this does, it allows me to actually lurk while also giving me the whole left trigger feel. So you could roam the field, it doesn't really matter. But you'll see here, you're going to get that B-gap pressure right coming in clean. And yes, your opponent will be able to line shift this if they block a running back. It is very difficult and not consistent to send 5 people out on routes and still block it. But for a simple 3-man rush, if your opponent is having to block a running back and line shift to pick up this pressure, I'm going to take that every rip, especially considering I can lurk on anybody that I want to. So that was cover 4. Now we're going to do the same thing. Now this is just right here. I'm just going to show you that you could lurk on, say, the linebacker on the left. As you see here, pressure still comes in clean. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, you can lurk on anybody that you want to lurk on to get this pressure to come in free. Now, the final thing that you can do is if you say your opponent is, trying to roll out, you can QB contain with this look as long as you still blitz this outside linebacker on the left, and then you'll be able to lurk on, once again, on whoever you want to. The pressure will still come in, they won't be able to roll out. So if your opponent's rolling out, they have a fast quarterback, you want that extra rusher to contain, you just have to make sure you blitz that outside linebacker on the left. As you see here, pressure still comes in smooth. That time I was on the linebacker on the right, and there's nowhere to go. I mean, you got 2 contains, you got a spy, you got a guy coming in free on a 4-man rush. So that was out of cover 4. We'll go to cover 2 right here, show you that it works out of any look. Now when I do cover 2, this is my standard cover 2 adjustment, is I'll deep zone this linebacker over here on the left. I will then either determine if I want flats, purples, whatever the case on the outside, and then I tend to lurk on this linebacker over here on the right. And I do hold the trigger, and then that's just my adjustments that I do when I'm running cover 2. So once again, you can see you got 2 guys, 2 yellows, with me being one of them on the right. You have the yellow over here by the outside linebacker. You then have two flats, two deep, and then really three deep. You have the deep middle that would be blanketed as well as the outsides. So once again, show you the adjustments. Cover 2. So you would do something like this. This would be my standard cover 2. Now, if they're hitting me with corner routes and whatnot, you could put purples, yellows, flats. It doesn't really matter. Um, if you don't want to, if you say they're not really sending people deep, you don't want to be the middle linebacker, you could play on the safety as well and get him to, you could really mix it up. That's the thing I love about this defense, is you can play on anybody. You could set up the coverage however you see fit. And let's see, we'll go with 2-man under right here. Now 2-man under, the kind of different. I don't like running this, especially against compressed sets. But you'll see here, it will still work if you wanted to, get a little adjusty with your coverages and whatnot. Pressure's going to come in regardless. It doesn't really matter. It just depends how quick you are with adjusting. So that is going to be the part 1 of my B gap. I just wanted to show you that you can lurk on anybody, and it is a 3-man rush. And we'll move into the second part of our scheme in the next video.